Hi guys, welcome to Friday. Saturday. I had to think of the day there. I've literally been in a time warp for the past couple of days. Had the most hectic time doing a night shoot for a movie. So I had to stay up. I go to bed at like 9 o'clock, 9:30 each night. I am such a morning person. Staying awake for a couple of days because we shot from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. I was absolutely broken. And I'm sure that I will still spend a few more days catching up on sleep. So how are you? Are you looking forward to the rest of September? And what lovely plans do you have? So I'm back from the gym, had a lovely catch up with my friend, and I'm very much looking forward to an early evening after I have finished catching up on some editing that I've put off throughout the week as I've just been absolutely hectic. Pascal says, bonsoir, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Hussein says hi, and yes, reading out your comments, guys. What are you up to this weekend? I did have a shoot for tomorrow, a photo shoot, but I'm actually going to postpone for another time. I just need to prioritize catching up on sleep, feeling my very best, and also juggling work. So you may have seen earlier in the week that my son was going back to school, but not just going back to school, going back to school. He has been homeschooled for the past 10 months, coming up for a year, and started at a specialist setting. So having autism and ADHD, he really did not get on with mainstream education. I don't think it's the best place for the majority of children. And as such, he then moved into specialist education. He is thriving. His teacher is incredible, adores him. And he said that he has found his tribe. Those are his words. And I'm so, so happy for him. John says, I'm celebrating my birthday today. Happy birthday, John. Oh, that's amazing. I hope you've had a day of wonderful magic and fun and laughter and the appreciation for life. Christian says, hi. Hi there. Shazad says, hi. Welcome. Juman says, hi. And Shazad says, how are you? So I'm catching up on sleep. I am the kind of person that when sleep deprivation kicks, I can't think straight. I can't do anything. And my productivity just goes out the window completely. I always prioritize sleep, but then having a nighttime movie shoot meant that I couldn't sleep. So not only did I have to stay awake with like lots of caffeine, but then it's play catch up with the sleep that you didn't get when you've still got lots to do. So my calendar is absolutely packed. I've got so much coming up that's very, very exciting that I can't wait to share with you. Saeed says, how are you, my angel, reading my comment? I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Shazad says, can I see your tattoos clearly? In posts, I'm sure you can, but on a video, that's probably considered exposure, and I wouldn't want to get in trouble for that. So if it's in a still photo and you're able to see my tattoos, that's great, but I can't just lift up a top because the act of lifting up a top is flagged as inappropriate. So hopefully you can understand. I would love to share them with you, but more so in a still image on a post. Sadar says, I'm looking for a girl like you to marry. A Buddhist or English or vegan or Buddhist English vegan. Well, I hope that you are able to find somebody who aligns with you in life, who makes you feel that you are seen and able to be yourself and good enough as yourself. August says, Tracy, marry me, please. There's a lot of marriage proposals going around recently. But for me, I am personally anti-marriage. That's not something that I aspire to do in this lifetime, maybe in my next. But yes. Siram says, how was my little champ? Gabriel was so relieved to be at his new school. He was apprehensive at first because I think the thought of doing anything new, not knowing people, not knowing where you are or who you're with, he didn't have a kind of induction. So he didn't get the chance to kind of gradually ease his way in. It was kind of in at the deep end, which, if you are familiar with autism, that's the feeling of not knowing, the fear of the unknown. And that can cause kind of, I guess, triggers that can make you feel overwhelmed, anxious, stressed, overstimulated, because there are so many variables and possibilities. It's hard to kind of rein your mind in that you're not worrying. So yes, he was worried he wouldn't sleep the night before, which is completely normal. He was worried the morning of how people would perceive him and if they would accept him, if he would feel the same as everyone there or completely different. He had so many fears and concerns, but actually when he got there, that just instantly melted away. He was greeted with so much love and understanding that he would have been punished for in mainstream education. All of his quirks and kooks and wonderful ways, they normally would be unacceptable in a classroom with 32 children. Him asking questions, or him fidgeting in his chair, or him wanting to be involved and saying something without putting his hand up because he's so enthusiastic. Things like that are overlooked by normal teachers in classrooms. But when you have a specialist teacher who is able to say, I understand neurodivergence, I know how your mind works, what is overstimulating, what is a trigger, what is a concern, and just allows you to be yourself without judgment, without saying that's unusual behaviour, sit down in your seat, sit still for 6 hours in silence. You know, when they say, oh, you're a child, I know that you're going to want a toilet break, or you're going to want to fidget, or you might need a snack because you're feeling low, like your energy is crashing. Why punish people for being human? Why turn us into robots and force us into rows in silence, mimicking and parrot fashioning everything that teachers are saying to us? Why not say, let me immerse you in education. Let's have a conversation about this. Let's be hands-on and ask as many questions as you can possibly think of, and I will answer them for you. You know, when did we lose that human touch in education? I think classrooms are overfilled, understaffed, and stressful scenarios for adults and children alike. And that's not how you nurture education. That's not how you inspire and uplift young minds. You have to be able to let children interact. You have to be able to let children be children. And that's not in a form of disrespect or being too soft. It's in saying, I won't punish you for being human. And I think we live in a world where everything is judged, everything is controlled, and everything is superficial. We just need to be our vulnerable selves and say, I don't understand. Can I please ask more questions? Or I'm not okay with this. I'm feeling uncomfortable. You know, but there's not room for that in society, which is such an unfortunate scenario because education is so important. It sets us up for life. It allows us to have a career and have qualifications and have self-confidence and self-belief and self-worth. And if all you're ever treated like in school is told off and punished for being yourself or for overthinking or being curious, you're going to feel like you can't ask questions as an adult and your opinion isn't valid. So it's really important that we get it right for young people in order to allow them to become big people who rule the world. You don't want to mess up people's futures, children's futures, by failing to provide an environment that is safe and nurturing for all. Sean says, good evening, Tracy and family. I hope you are well and had a wonderful, peaceful weekend. Stay well. Oh, thank you. And to you also. Agus says, I don't want your money, just your love. Well, that's just as well, because I think money is one of the worst things in the world. I know we need it to eat and live and provide for our families. But if we took it away, we would see people's true colours. We would see people helping each other. We would see people being there for each other, not for what they can take from you, not for money or status or power. We would just say, you're a good person. So yes, I believe love is far more important than all of the money in the world. Joe says, okay, that's not appropriate for me to read. Seed says, hello, gorgeous. Where are you? I'm just at home at the moment. Going to have an early night to catch up on sleep as I was filming a movie overnight and I'm shattered. And then I got up and hit the gym and caught up with my friend today. So definitely a well-needed rest, and even a pamper is in order, I think. Jemeric says, my idol. Oh, thank you. And Saeed says, I'm looking from 4 years ago. I like you so much. Oh, thank you for being a part of my journey. I know some people have been around for a long time. Some people have just found me. But whatever point of my journey in social media, in the media that you've come in at, I hope that I've given you something positive to take away, that I can show you we are all human. We all have the same rights, the same chance, and the same ability in life. We shouldn't be held down or made smaller because of where we live or what our culture is. We should be able to all be free and individual and have our own taste and have our own identity and personal preferences, not to please or offend anyone, but just to be ourselves without shame or judgment. Sivam says, time is the most important factor in the environment of surroundings. Absolutely. I think as adults towards children, we have to give them a kind approach. We have to listen. We have to say, your opinion matters. Tell me what you think. Not to say, be quiet, sit there, shut up, do as you're told. How are you learning anything from that? That's a dictatorship. It's not an education. But I just feel like there are so many children with so few schools. Everybody is being failed. Teachers are overworked and underpaid. They don't care about their job. They are just stressed and find it an inconvenience. And children are scared. Children are acting out. They are being as rude and dismissive towards adults as the adults are being towards them. They are parrot fashioning, mirroring the behaviour that they receive from adults. And it's completely wrong. Schools should be there to make you feel safe and seen and heard and help you to love learning, not to feel like a punishment camp. Joe says, my stress would be better seeing you in a bikini. Shiraz says, do you know Bangladesh? I don't personally, but I would love to visit one day. It's definitely on my list of things to do. Scrolling your comments. Jumeric says, Tracy Kiss, welcome my idol. Please give me Gcast. I don't know what Gcast is or where you get it, but it's your grandmother's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday to your grandmother. That's so lovely. Isabella says you're doing well. Thank you. Sivam says very truly said. Oh, thank you. Musa says, how are you doing? Very well, thank you. Ready for an early night. I'm definitely not a party animal. It's a Saturday evening in England. It is coming up for 8 p.m. Have my cup of chamomile tea. And I'm ready to go to bed, in all honesty. How about you guys? How are you and what are you up to on this evening? Audrey says, hi Tracy, I hope you're doing well. Oh, I am, thank you. And you? Sivam says, nowadays humanity is rare. And that's what's so sad. You think we have so much technology at our disposal. We have AI, we have the internet, we have computers, processes that have really sped up the way that we live and work. We have more cars on the road, so we're able to drive places rather than waiting 2 hours to be able to take a 10-minute journey on a bus or something that in the past would not have been so accessible. We can work remotely. We have systems in place that automate things so that we can spend more time doing our work rather than having to prepare everything in advance. You would think, therefore, that education would have come on leaps and bounds, massively improved and been more attainable to everyone in every country, not just face-to-face learning. And that actually, if you have a school that is struggling, you could just virtually bring in a teacher from somewhere else that is able to do their job better, that is able to make the children feel safe and happy to learn and in an environment where they're comfortable. But instead, it seems to be getting worse. It seems to be more stressed and more failures than ever before, and something has to be done. These are our future leaders of the world. They are those who will inherit the earth. Why are we not investing in them? And education in the UK is shocking. It's so bad. Brian says, you say for the good. Oh, thank you. scrolling your comments, scrolling for something suitable to read. Amzad says hello. Jarrell says beautiful. Thank you. Bart says hi there, nice tattoo. Oh, thank you. I've got a few now. Sivam says, is there any way to get notified whenever you go live so I don't miss the conversation? I'm really bad with tech, so I don't personally know. But there is somebody called Pascal who always comes on and says bonsoir when I join a Facebook Live. So maybe if Pascal, if you are there, maybe you can tell Sivam, how are you able to know when I come online and immediately be the first person to comment and join? Whatever you are doing works. So if you could share that with the rest of us, then maybe there's a way that you can turn on a certain notification or something so that we can all be online at the same time. Again, like with my diary just being so hectic, I can't guarantee as and when I'll be able to come on. So it really is down to the last minute that I have half an hour spare or 15 minutes. And I think, okay, now I can jump on really quickly and come say hi. But I'm afraid at the moment, life doesn't allow me to do the same time every day. But it would be helpful to build a routine. Jabril says, are you coming to India? I don't have plans at present, but I would love to do some more travel writing, something that I would love to build upon now that my children are both teenagers and my son is back to full-time education. Oh my goodness. So I will have some more time on my hands as a single parent, but to travel might be a bit more difficult for childcare, but certainly in the coming years, I will have the freedom and flexibility to be able to take long weekends or maybe a week here or there to be able to go a bit more further afield than European countries. So it is on my bucket list, but how long it takes to be on my bucket list, that's the question. Agus says, I love you because you are a strong and smart woman. Oh, thank you. I think like there's a massive misconception around women wanting to be feminine, feeling gentle and vulnerable and soft, versus women want to feel confident and strong and to have a sense of independence. I think if we deny ourselves any aspect, if you say to a woman, you can't lift weights because you'll be masculine, you're taking away half of her right. If you think of the whole spectrum, to be quiet or loud, to be gentle or strong, you know, that you are picking one side, that means the other side is absent. Like the yin and the yang, to have everything, you must have balance. And personally for me, I think lifting weights, eating well, not starving myself, not quieting myself, being able to say, this is my mind, and I will speak it. These are my values and I will uphold them. I won't bend to please others. I will respectfully just be myself. And if people like that, that's great. If we resonate, we're on the same frequency, we are happy and at ease and at peace with each other, wonderful. And if my life or my existence offends anyone, they are not for me. So the door is over there, help yourself. And I think we all deserve to be ourselves in life, especially even as men who I know find it more difficult to share emotions or talk about insecurities or weaknesses. You deserve to have moments where you can be calm or quiet, where you can be scared of spiders, or you can prefer to watch the ballet instead of the football. That's perfectly fine. And you shouldn't feel like less of a person for liking these things or for being who you are, having your preferences. We should all be able to just voice what makes us individuals. And for someone, that's the most perfect combination. For others, it would be the last thing they would ever want. It's perfectly fine. Together, we create this beautiful tapestry of life. We wouldn't get that from all being clones, all doing the same thing. So once you get to that kind of point in life where you say, I don't care if people don't like my life, I love it. And it's exactly how I choose it to be and what brings me the most happiness and fulfillment and positivity. You know, you want to jump out of bed on a Monday and look forward to your day ahead, not dread your career or dread your relationship or dread your environment. Life is too short to live it to please other people at the expense of your happiness. Suvam says, everyone is trying to heal, but no one is ready to help. That's also very true. I think now more so than ever, a lot of people are suffering from mental health issues, exhaustion, burnout, unhappiness, a lack of fulfillment, a lack of meaning in life. And when you do that over years and decades, it becomes chronic stress, chronic sadness, illness, disease, and ultimately premature death. If you are living every day stressed out and tired and weak and angry and impatient and unhappy, what kind of quality of life do you have? Where are you finding your purpose? And we shouldn't just live to pay bills and to pass time. We should live to enjoy this miracle as if every day you have won the lottery. You are so fortunate to be here. Even if you are facing challenges, so many people would give anything to walk in your shoes. And I guess it's just a case of not feeling sorry for ourselves, not feeling hard done by or that the world owes us something, but saying if we want it, we will work for it, we'll earn it, and we deserve it because we've invested time and energy and enthusiasm. And even if we're not capable of it now, tomorrow we may be. Every step that you take brings you one step closer to what you are hoping to achieve, to the future that you deserve and the life that you've always dreamed of. So rather than feeling at a loss and at odds, just say what I have isn't working. I may not know what I need, but let me step away from and remove the things that are not working. And that will make space for what is right for you. I think getting stuck in a rut and sticking to the same routines that don't fulfill you will only ever lead to the same outcome, where you feel unhappy and you feel as though your time has been wasted. There is far more to life than just being living. You want to be alive. You want to feel like every moment matters. Sivam says, I'm enjoying the coffee with you. Oh, thank you. I have a cup of chamomile tea, which is really nice to relax and unwind in the evening. Aga says, keep you healthy. Absolutely. It's all about feeling good. Ibrahim says, good morning. It's good evening here in England. It's now 8:07 p.m. And I am very much looking forward to getting a nice, restful early night. Samet says, hola. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. Aga says, green tea is good for you and healthy. I agree. Absolutely. Amsed says, how are you? I am feeling very now well rested, ready to refill my clock of really good quality sleep. Sleep is so important, and it makes a massive difference to our lives. If you are able to go to bed early, relax, unwind, and wake up jumping out of bed in the morning, you are doing it right. Mohammed says, you are beautiful. Oh, thank you. Mohammed says, I'm a food chef, cook. Amazing. What is your favorite dish to make? Aga says, I'm real. Oh, well, aren't we all? We are all humans. Scrolling your comments, guys. Sivam says, mention me if you remember. Oh, thank you for joining, everyone. I hope you're well. Amsed says, you are very beautiful. Thank you. Asake says, what time is it in England now? It is 8:08 p.m. So it's dark. I think it gets dark around 7:30 now. The autumn winter nights are creeping in. We've had terrible storms in the UK, like lots of wind and rain and thunder and very grey skies where it feels so dark and gloomy. But apparently tomorrow is nice and sunny. So maybe I will see some friends or relax in the garden as I'm working. And just snatch the last bits of summer whilst they are here. As September, it kind of dwindles off. And then every now and then we'll have like a touch of sunshine in October, but it's definitely not warm, just more so blue skies. So I've got lots coming up over the next 2 months, as it's my daughter's 18th birthday in October. And a week later, it's my birthday. So she was born 7 days before me. She was due on my birthday, but decided she wanted to be born a week early. So October is always a really busy month. As she's 18, She's having 2 parties to celebrate. Greedy, very greedy, but one with friends and one with family. So she's able to kind of tick all the boxes. This is a big milestone in her life. She also has her driving exam coming up, so fingers crossed. I've got lots of work, lots of different places that I'm visiting, lots of things that I'm writing about, lots of new and exciting brands that I am researching and doing so many bits of content creation for. I am massively, if you haven't noticed, into health and nutrition and longevity, looking at ways how we can feel more energetic, how we can reduce illness and disease, how we can prevent cancers, how we can lead healthier, happier lives. I very much appreciate the alignment of the body, mind and soul. And for me, I like finding things that elevate my life, that make me feel better on a daily basis, where you could previously have been tired, sleep deprived, stressed, or face different illnesses and injuries throughout life. To address those things, to reduce those symptoms, to have more energy and think more clearly, your productivity goes through the roof. It's like filling your car with petrol versus filling your car with sand. You know, when everything functions as it should, we are fine-tuned machines. We are capable of so much. So for me to be able to explore and research and experience all of these things, I'm so enthusiastic, and I can't wait to share it with you. More will be revealed as and when, but at the moment it's hush hush. But I think you're going to be very excited, as I certainly am. I'm going for surgery at the end of October. Shortly after my birthday, I'm flying to Turkey. And again, that will be a big reveal of everything that I am going to have and my reasons why. As always, I love going in depth and talking about every aspect of what I'm having and why. So if you do have any questions, hopefully I can answer them for you. And I'm sure that yourself and if you have a partner will be very interested to hear about this. It's incredibly helpful and life-changing. I am also doing some really interesting things around neurodivergence, which is so important to me, as I know that the way that I think and feel, the way that I have lived my life is very different to many others. And I always felt that I was living life behind a lens, a screen, how you kind of look at the rest of the world and it feels like you're observing them, like you're watching a movie or television, but you're not a part of it. And I've always felt this strange detachment, that the way that I think and feel is abnormal to others. When I would say, oh, I'm okay with that, other people would be shocked. And I would say, but what's the problem with that? Or it's not embarrassing, or it's not scary. I don't understand why people would react that way. But actually, I was the minority. I was the person that found it acceptable or wasn't afraid. Because neurodivergence, your brain is wired up so uniquely, the masses will not agree with the few. And so to talk about that as an adult, as my son is diagnosed with autism, ADHD and sleep disorder, I've also suffered from all of those things and more throughout my life, minus the diagnosis. So this year I received my ADHD diagnosis. I'm currently going through my autism diagnosis, for which the doctor at the same time said, you have both, but we can only do one formal diagnosis at a time. So we'll do this one now and then we'll do that one later. And also looking at sleep hygiene. When you have a very overactive mind, I'm constantly thinking, I'm constantly doing, I'm a very energetic person. Definitely my lifestyle fuels that. When I go to the gym and I'm lifting weights, my body is very capable. My mind is just ripe and ready constantly. So learning how to master your own body, mind and soul to get the most optimum health and performance with your time, with your mindset, with your base rate of happiness. How can you make life amazing? And what does that look like for the individual? So lots of research and experiences coming up that I can't wait to share with you and be a part of. Scrolling your comments, C-Bomb says, come to my city, you will love it. Many people come from the UK and the USA. Oh, incredible. Absolutely. It's definitely on my list. Amzad says, beauty queen. Oh, thank you. And Amzad says, I love you, dear. Sending love to you all on this wonderful evening. Aga says, if you're a widow, call me because I want to marry you. I'm not a widow. However, I was engaged at a young age and had 2 children. And I am so thankful that I did not marry. It is not for me. And I'm far happier being an independent woman. I don't feel the need to get married to feel like I've completed life. If anything, I feel like I am free and I'm very happy. And my children have grown, so I'm not looking to start a family with somebody else. I'm very, very content with the blessing that I have of my son and my daughter, my 7 pets, and my busy but rewarding life. Norm says, hello, Tracy from Canada. Welcome. Thank you all for joining. Scrolling your comments. Sorry, where I've talked so much, I can see so many comments have come up. Jimmy says, I have no life. Well, Jimmy, you can go out and find what makes you who you are. Try different hobbies, meet new people, try new things, eat at different restaurants, start cooking, start learning a language, learn a musical instrument, go traveling, find yourself. That's the beauty of life. At any age and stage of life, we can rewrite that narrative. We can try new things, meet new people, go new places, and suddenly you will find what is so meaningful to you and life will fall into place. We simply have to step away from what we know is not right for us. And Jimmy, if you say though that you feel you have no life, that means that what you are doing is not right for you. So change. Step out of your comfort zone and experience new things. It's wonderful that you know what is not right for you. That's half the battle, and the rest will fall into place and find its way when you remove the things that do not belong in your life. So I wrote today, this morning, a post from a magazine, Malvi magazine in France, where I had a photo shoot wearing newspapers. So this was literally just a newspaper put into pages and then tied with a belt. But the meaning behind this, the metaphor for this, was how we are perceived. Just as news outlets can write about the very same piece of content with very opposing views, a conflict of views, if anything. And whatever you were exposed to in the media, you may then take on that same train of thought. So if somebody says that a football event was awful, you may then say, oh, this awful football event. But to the other team who won would say, this wonderful football event, it's the best thing ever. They played the best they've ever played. Depending on what side you support, that very same event will be the entirely different experience. And I found in the media, especially as I've been in the media for 20 years now, since I was a teenager at the age of 18, I have been judged so unfairly. I have been through so many different stories and journalists who have never spoken to me, who know nothing about me, who get absolutely everything wrong that they're writing about me, with no way to defend myself. And it's very disheartening. There are very judgmental people in the world who don't take the time to do their research, who don't take the time to send an email or pick up the phone and say, hey, we saw this about you. Could you just expand on what this means? And can we tell it from your side rather than a headline that is totally misinformed? So I've had good and bad experiences with the media, and I think social media is definitely a way for me to be myself and to put people straight and say, actually, that's not the truth, or that's not the way that it's actually went down. You're missing the point. So I'm thankful for that. But over previous years, the amount of things that I've just thought are such an injustice, it's infuriating. So to be able to do a fashion shoot for a fashion magazine with a deeper meaning of wearing this newspaper dress and being able to share my thoughts and views on that was absolutely wonderful. It's something that I really love adding a deeper context to something. So it's not just a pretty picture to look at. Not that I'm calling myself pretty, but it's not just aesthetically pleasing or artistic. It's actually thought-provoking. And I love just getting beneath the surface and holding a creative meaning. And hopefully, if you read my captions, the essays that I write on most of my posts, you will see that there is far more depth there, and it's not as superficial as the world has become. And if only all journalism and media went to such extent, I think the world would be a much better place. Agus says, if you have a husband. No, I don't have a husband, and I don't want a husband. It's not for me. Steve says, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Welcome everyone for joining. Jay Doyle says, hello. Hi there. Agus says, forgive me, Tracy. Not a problem. You have not offended me at all. I know everybody has different customs and culture and expectations of how people live life. And I was raised a Catholic in England. So I was taught, marry your boyfriend when you were young, have children, have a family, do everything your grandparents did, and life is complete. I've never met a happily married person, ever. I would love to be disproved on this. I've never met a couple in a marriage that I would want for myself. I've never felt jealous of people being married or thought, oh, why can't I have that? That doesn't ring true with me. I think ownership, dictatorship, abuse is not something that I ever want to experience again. I went through a horrible engagement at a young age, and fortunately had the backbone to say no before going down the aisle. Whereas I think most people feel that they are shamed into marrying if you've been in a relationship for over a year. The decent thing, the right thing to do is that you propose or plan to have children. But actually, do you know this person? Do you align with this person? Does this person truly love and respect you? Or are you with them because you'd rather not be alone, because other people want you to marry and have grandchildren for your parents? You know, if you took away societal expectations and norms, would you still make the same decisions? Is there a reason why you feel that you need this person in your life? Are you lacking something in yourself that you feel they fill in the blanks? But surely if we see what is absent from our lives, look inward and nurture that, we don't need somebody else to fill in the gaps. We can say, I will fill in my own gaps. If I'm not comfortable with this, I will go and study it, or I will experience it, or I will build exposure to it to the point that I'm okay with this. You know, what would I need a partner to do for me that I can't already do for myself, that I can't already thrive in doing for myself? I don't need anybody to catch wasps and spiders. I don't need anyone to pay the bills or raise my children. I'm happy doing that. That is my role. It's my purpose. It's my meaning. And that's my happiness. So anyone who is in my life or comes into my life, I have zero expectations. I'm not looking for a protector or a provider or anything. I already have everything I need. I'm already at peace by myself. So not needing people, I think, puts you in a position where you can then choose the right people to be around you, not for the sake of it, not because of convenience or they were the best you could get at that time, but because they genuinely deserve to be in your life, because they respect you and love you and see you for who you are and allow you to be who you are without saying, hey, you can't have friends, and hey, you can't go out, and you can't work there, or you're not allowed to do that. Don't you say, I trust you and I love you and I know that you are a dependable person. So I'm not going to impose rules and dictatorship upon you, just as I would never do that to anyone else. I would never say, you can't see your friends, or you can't wear these clothes, or you can't go on a holiday without me. If somebody wants to do those things, they should be free to do it. Who are we to control others? And who are we to be controlled by others to the extent that you lose your identity and you're scared to not offend someone? If you truly love and respect someone, you would never offend them by being yourself. And if you're not right for them, they will pick fault in so many things that you do. They will be annoyed by you. They will lose their patience with you. They will try to change you. I know what kind of life I'd rather lead. Sivan says, what's the plan for Sunday? So I was supposed to be having a photo shoot in central London tomorrow, but I've cancelled, postponed for another time, because, as I say, I am exhausted from being on a movie shoot. I've got so much writing to do, and I love writing. I love to immerse myself in editing and photography and content creation that I can't just rush. I have to just delegate some time to just create and be in that flow. So the weather is nice tomorrow, apparently. I'm going to have a relaxing morning, have my workout, catch up on some deadlines, because I'm so hectic at the moment with my son being back at school for the first time in almost a year. I'm playing that juggling game of working full-time, being a single parent, and also having some kind of social life, seeing friends and family and loved ones. So it's definitely burning the candle at both ends, and I have to delegate what comes first. So I have cancelled my plans for tomorrow, and I'm taking some me time, which is well-deserved, because I work 24/7, 7 days a week. A mother's work is never done, and an influencer's work is just crazy. There is only one of me and so many people asking so much of me that I have to be able to say enough is enough, and this is me time now. So tomorrow is my me time, but I will still work, but on my terms. Scrolling your comments, Charles says happy Saturday. Thank you. Welcome to the weekend. I hope you are all well. A name in a foreign language which I can't read says, welcome dear moon, you light up my heart. Oh, thank you. Jabel says, honestly, you're so sweet. We'd love to get to know you. Well, hopefully when we have these chats, we can all get to know each other. And thank you so much for joining, everyone. Akshay, if I've said that right, says, how are you? It's nice to meet you. May I know what country you're from? I'm in England, born and raised. So yes, the UK. Charles says, I'm fine, and you? Very well, thank you. Lovely to hear. Lay says, enjoy. Sivam says, I am waiting for love. Oh, well, make your own. Fill your life with so many wonderful things that you adore, things that raise you up, things that make you effervescent with enthusiasm. And before you know it, everything just comes to you. You are a magnet for positivity and happiness and contentment. Sivan says October. Yes, I cannot wait. I'm definitely an October baby, and it just feels like coming home when all of the trees turn golden, orange and crimson. It's just so pretty. Scrolling your comments, guys, trying to catch up. I'm sorry if I've missed any of them out. Abdullah says, I'm watching from India. Welcome. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend, whatever you're up to. Are you taking a day to relax and unwind? Or do you have any projects that you're working on? Exe says, here it's cloudy and rainy. Yeah, I think the weather's been really unpredictable for so many people in so many places. But hopefully you will have a few blue skies before the autumn winter fully kicks in. And that's when we must really focus on keeping that positivity and energy and outdoor time, even if it's cold, even if it's windy and grey or wet, to be able to say, I need to be close to nature. I need to keep these routines and have sun exposure. Even on a cloudy day, you still need that vitamin D. It's really important for your overall health, your mental health and well-being. Abdullah says, you're really pretty. Oh, thank you. I was a sweaty mess at the gym today. Had a lovely hot shower when I got home. And now I'm just in my scruffy, comfy clothes. I think there's nothing nicer than just being really casual in soft and stretchy clothing, having a cup of tea, just enjoying a relaxing evening, not trying to impress anyone, not trying to be anything, just being yourself and you know, years ago, I never would have come on social media less than glam, you know, without makeup or without putting together an outfit or trying to look nice. Now I'm just happy just being myself and saying, you know, I'll hop on a Facebook Live and have a chat. It's like talking to your friends on FaceTime. I think it's really nice to be at ease, and I really appreciate that we can just have these moments. It's so, so important to feel human. Sivam says the most important factor is leaving your comfort zone for growth. The choice is yours, so choose wisely. Absolutely agree. Scrolling your comments, guys. Ayomighty, I hope I've said that right, says, I am from Colorado. Can we do a video call because I need a person in my day? Oh, thank you. I don't do one-on-one video calls, but I'm happy to chat live here as and when we can. It's just kind of finding that routine of trying to be consistent with calls, with Facebook Lives, but life is very hectic right now. And yes, hopefully you can all find times to relax and unwind and just be at ease and peace in your day. Jimmy says, I need your love and loyalty. We all deserve love and loyalty. And you know what? We get that from ourselves. From first loving who we are and being true to who we are. Not trying to be what people want us to be, but actually saying, I know who I am. I'm listening to myself. If I feel anxious or uneasy, I'm going to take myself away from this environment or not speak to these people. So be loyal to yourself and love yourself, and you will attract love and loyalty into your life with the people that you are surrounded by. Sivam says, you shine bright like a ray of sunshine, illuminating the world around you. Oh, thank you. And we all are capable of doing that. We are all capable of uplifting those around us, of finding peace and happiness in who we are, and then taking that outwards, allowing that to emanate in everything that we do, everything we touch to be a positive experience, to be able to take moments that may be challenging or concerning and actually say, it will be okay. I know this will be okay. I know that everything that has come into my life, onto my path, whether it's an obstacle or a challenge or a celebration, it was meant for me. And me going through this and experiencing this is making me into the person I've always been destined to be. So yes, definitely just staying true to yourself, being yourself and backing yourself is the biggest thing. I think it definitely makes a difference to your entire outlook on life when you are your own best friend. You are your own supporter and your own saviour. We shouldn't look to other people to make us feel validated or accepted, because if we need the approval of others, it means that we disapprove of ourselves. And why should anyone disapprove of who they are? We should be able to say, this is me. I didn't choose to be me, but I am me. And I accept me. You know, like we are all given this gift of life to be here. So we deserve to live our best life as ourselves. You know, however we are born, whatever we naturally are drawn to, we should not deny that. We should not live a life of negativity, of doing the opposite of what we truly want and what truly makes us happy. And I think the sooner we are able to recognize where we feel most at ease and most calm, the easier our life becomes. Sivam says, I love writing, editing and exploring. Thank you for sharing with me. Oh, absolutely. I think it's really amazing to be creative and to have these hobbies, to have these dreams and goals where we can say, this is fulfilling for me. I love expressing myself. And I think a lot of people get shocked if they see someone who loves singing and their appearance doesn't look like a stereotypical singer. They don't look like a pop star, but they have the most beautiful voice. Or if you see someone who's amazing at playing the piano, but you would say, oh, I would have thought you'd love football or tennis, not the piano, you know, to break those expectations, to step out of the mold of the stereotypes that we are so critically judged upon, to be able to say, actually, you can have a massive spectrum of things that you love. And it shouldn't be shocking that we all love different things, that we are all amazing in different areas, that we find our strengths and our passions. The more that we can celebrate those individual, wonderful, unique things, the less shocking and judgmental other people will be towards it. So scrolling your comments, guys, I am going to have to hop off very shortly, but just want to make sure that I've not missed any large points or comments that have come up. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for your love and your likes and your kindness and positivity. You are so, so supportive, and I'm just so thankful that you're a part of my journey. It makes me so happy to be here with you, and hopefully I've brought some kind of positivity to your life or inspiration. Maru says, very beautiful, attractive and elegant. Oh, thank you. Thank you all for joining. I hope you have the most wonderful evening wherever you are, whatever you are doing. I'm going to pop on a face mask, relax, pamper, have a very early night, and feel reborn tomorrow after a wonderful night's sleep. That to me is self-love and care. And I wish the same for all of you, that you can relax, unwind, de-stress, and just have a moment of clarity and calmness, and just reset. It's very, very important to get rest and relaxation, to just take all of the chaos and all of the deadlines and commitments and expectations, just lower them down, find that level of peace, find that level of relaxation. And just be here in the moment, appreciating this beautiful gift of life. Maru says, your facial features open the heart, and in following you there is comfort and happiness. Oh, thank you so, so much. So, so kind of you all. And thank you. Cheers to a cup of tea and a relaxing evening. And until next time, take care of yourself and be kind to yourself. And I will see you all soon. Bye.